So at the moment, it's been, I think, 7.5 months since surgery. So I'm fully cleared for everything except for contact at the moment. So I've been on the court doing a lot of work, but not at 100%. So now I'm just cleared to sprint, do everything, just unpredictable movements, and that comes with contact stuff.
The first quarter, and there was a kind of a poise and a steadiness, and all of a sudden he started playing better. Where I felt like during the year, it was tough for him to overcome, a game where he played poorly at the beginning, and I thought that was a real sign of maturity. He didn't have an opportunity to continue to develop in that fashion, because I think the only way you can do that is through competition. The other thing he was able to do, and to try to take advantage of the fact that you're not playing, really was shooting. And I'm not, it's not like he's suddenly become, this dead-eye three-point shooter, but I do think he's improved. And even that, what I'm trying to say is working on the mechanics of the shot. I think it's been an emphasis. But that's not exact. It's not fair to all of a sudden evaluate and say, hey, Dante's going to come back as a quote-unquote shooter. I think what you will see Dante coming back as is a player that's determined. And he's having to overcome a lack of opportunity to gain experience, and he's having to overcome a physical issue. And I think the process that he's having to go through, I believe, will make him better and make him tougher mentally and make him more consistent. How quickly that happens, I think varies from player to player. But I do feel he's on the right track, and to the extent that you can take advantage of something like this, and there is the quote-unquote silver lining, I think he's looking for that. So the shooting is like one of the only things you could do, because he's not able to move, and I think he really threw himself into that. So I use that mainly as an example of his work ethic as much as anything.
I mean, they told me at the start that we weren't going to rush it and we were going to take it slow. But I've been feeling good for a while. So it's just been a long process, and I'm respecting it, and I want to be back as best as possible. But not rushing the process. But I feel good, and I felt good for a while. So I'm just ready to take the next step.
When he's on the court, his size at 6'6", with a 6'10" wingspan and very good lateral movement, it's hard to measure. You can't really know how big and long he is as a defender. At the point of entry, it's the first point of contact when the offense is moving, and that's hard for our opponents to measure. And I think it's safe to say it's weird, and it gets back to my point with David and describing the season. We go from 12th defensively to 7th, right? So above average to good, and yet we missed a big component. And so there's an open question, I believe, and you guys will, I'm sure, write about it and talk about it and analyze and in many ways criticize, and it's appropriate. That can we move from good, be the 7th best defensive team in the league, to unique and special, where San Antonio was this year in their size, but not only their size, but their discipline, and then it relating to the overall metrics of they weren't just first in the league defensively, they were a lot better. We saw that the last 29, 30 games of last season. So the other narrative, I think, with Dante, Quin touched on, we saw a few things in his individual improvement last spring that carried over to Utah Jazz training camp for Summer League, and then to the one game. So it's hard to miss something that you didn't have, but we did feel like there was pretty good indications that he was going to move forward offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this year's been a long process of learning, but I think being able to step away from the court, you build that passion back. Just wanting to play, and being able to watch the game and see what players do, and having a coach sitting right next to me and going through every play with me, and those little notes that he can tell me during the game. It's helped me a lot in being able to go out on the court and work on it. So it's just been a long learning process. So.